Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome back to another episode of the 100% Real Podcast. And I want to let you guys know I apologize. I apologize in advance for the lagging and audio issues in this podcast. If there's any, I apologize in advance. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. This is the man, the myth, the legend, James Ellsworth in this bed. Let's get to it.
Here he is, your host for the most explosive podcast on YouTube, the YouTube Cruiserweight Champion, Jay Nitro!
How are you today?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let me go ahead and get some things set up here.
You see me okay?
Yes, I can.
Cute.
All right. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the 100% Real Podcast with the man, the myth, the legend right here. The guy who has defeated AJ Styles not once, not twice, but 3 times. Mr. James Ellsworth, how are you doing?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
I am doing amazing. It's so good to see you, man. How are you doing in this time of quarantine and the COVID going on?
Oh, man, well, I don't let things bother me. I'm just coasting along. I'm spending time with my kids, my fiance. I'm getting as much independent wrestling bookings as possible. I'm selling stuff online to stay occupied and get money keep coming in. I'm staying pretty busy, to say the least. I enjoy life, so I'm trying to enjoy it as best as possible during these troubled times.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So I want to get straight into it. Your WWE run was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. What was it like being signed to the WWE, like backstage? What was the atmosphere like backstage?
Well, I got there doing the Strowman match as an enhancement talent, and I just thought it was going to be a one-off. You never see me again like you do most enhancement talents. You don't see them again after they make one appearance. And, I mean, it just after that, Vince McMahon himself saw something in me and wanted to hire me right away. It was just amazing, man. Dream come true, all that cliche stuff. It's all real. Like, you really do feel like your dreams are coming true. And, and things happened so fast after that match. It was just amazing. And I had a great run, like you said, and a great time. And it was just, like I said, childhood dream come true.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So I've been following you since, like I said, you were in the WWE. So what was it? What was it like being, around like AJ Styles and John Moxley now? So what was it like? What was like the environment around those two guys?
Well, those guys were top guys at the time. AJ was the champion, and Dean Ambrose, who is now John Moxley, was the number one contender. But like I was in wrestling 14 years before I got to that spot. So
Wow.
Yeah, I'm used to being around guys. Like I was around AJ a little bit on the Indies. He didn't know me, but I'd seen him at some shows, and Moxley as well. But to be in there with 2 of the top guys in the company, the world heavyweight champion, it was like, man, I better do a good job because this is the cream of the crop right here. These are the guys. So, but they were both great to work with, and we had a lot of fun doing the angle.
That is awesome. So, and then I remember you were with Carmella for a brief minute. What was her like? What was her personality like? Like, if you could sum it up.
Well, she's very smart, just an intelligent woman, very easy to get along with, very easy to be around, likes to joke around and have fun. But Yeah, I was with her a total of, I think, 13 or 14 months, if you count everything, from
Wow.
the time I was first with her and to the time they brought me back. And so that's a lot of time to spend together on television and doing the angles that we did. And she was just so easy to get along with, so much fun to work with. And like I said, she's very smart, knows what she's doing, always changes her outfits from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, always pitches ideas. Like she pitched the idea to have me with her. The whole thing was her idea. And yeah, man, I always root for her, and I always hope she's doing well. Right now, she's not doing much on television, but I'm hoping she'll be doing, some cool stuff here soon.
And I saw you were with the legendary Gilbert at one point on your on the independent scene. Like what was it like teaming up with such a legend?
Well, I've known Gilbert my whole life. Him and I, we live 15 minutes from each other, so it's real easy for us to get bookings together. And I've just known him my whole life because we've always lived so close, and he knew my family. So he's just a friend of mine. We get along great. He's an absolute great guy to be around. Give the shirt off his back to any friend, any family member, and anybody. And yeah, we have a lot of fun on the Indies. People always wanted to see that match between him and I, so we did it a lot on the Indies. And he just recently had his last match against me in February before the pandemic started. So it's always fun to be around him, and he's a good friend.
That is awesome. So, growing up, did you play like any sports or anything whenever you were, I guess, growing up?
Yeah, I played baseball from I was 5 until I was 15. I'm watching the Orioles and Phillies game right now as we speak, and I wrestled a little bit, but I was never a fan of catch as can wrestling, like Greco-Roman wrestling or whatever you call it, mat wrestling or what have you. I did it a little bit. I was never a big fan of it because I just like pro wrestling. I like entertainment, but yeah, I was a baseball player for 10 years when I was a kid, and I really enjoy baseball. And like I said, I'm watching it right now.
Who's your favorite sports team when it comes to for baseball? Who's your favorite
Well,
team?
I'm a Baltimore boy, so I'm an Orioles fan and a Ravens fan, and like anything that's close to home. Like we don't have a basketball or hockey team, so I'll root for the Washington basketball and hockey teams because they're the closest ones to home. But yeah, I'm Baltimore born and bred, so I root for the Orioles and the Ravens.
That's awesome. I know when I went on spring break one year to go visit my aunt in Maryland, we went to Six Flags. That was near her house. Have you been out there yet?
Well, Six Flags, yeah. I live about 20 minutes from there, and
Whoa.
I usually go twice a year. I haven't got out there this year because I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know if it's open, what rides are open, or what have you. I'm probably going to get out there soon because I do enjoy it, and I've been there 100 times probably. And I actually ran a wrestling show there one time in the Gotham Arena back in 2015 for my promotion, Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. And yeah, we did a show there at that Six Flags at the Gotham Arena.
Nice. That is awesome. I know Leo Rush used to live in, he's from Maryland, so.
Oh, yeah, DC area, yeah.
Yeah. So
kind of like Leo Rush, just.
What's your favorite roller coaster there at Six Flags?
I really like the Mind Eraser, old school. Like it's been there forever, and just your feet are dangling down, and you're going all upside down and everything. I'm a big fan of the Superman because it has a big drop.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Mind Eraser, that's always going to have a place in my heart. Now that you're talking about it, man, I really need to get out there soon and get on that. The Batwing there is really good too. The Batwing where you're hanging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm a big roller coaster guy. The Joker there is real good.
Oh, I love that ride. I love it.
You go so fast, so quickly when the ride first starts. You take off, and it's just a lot of fun.
So, we're gonna go away from wrestling right now. We're just gonna go into I guess a little bit of some fun questions.
Cool.
So like I said, I know you well, I know you enjoy roller coasters now that we talk about it. I we here in South Carolina we have Carowinds, so it's like in the mix of North Carolina and South Carolina. So it's kind of like Charlotte a little bit, and then a little bit of Fort Mill.
Mm.
And since you since we mentioned the Superman, there's a ride at Carowinds just like it, except maybe it's a little bit smaller. It's called the
Mm.
Intimidator. Really awesome
Okay.
ride. You should check it out.
Yeah, man, I definitely. If I'm next time in South Carolina, if it's open, I definitely will. I love wrestling in Carolina. It's great fans down there, very respectful,
Hmm.
very passionate, very loud and fun to perform in front of. I love fans like that, and hopefully I'll be in South Carolina soon. I think I was there. Might have been January or February. I wrestled Scott Steiner. I was in
Whoa,
South Carolina. Yeah,
big
like
Papa Pump.
yeah, it's big time wrestling. Forget what town it was, but it was in South Carolina, and it was fun being in the ring with him. Such a legend, and I love the indies, man. You get to do stuff like that sometimes, right?
Oh
Wrestle
yeah.
people. And like I've wrestled Hornswoggle a couple times on the indies, and people love it when him and I wrestle. It's just two goofy characters, wrestling each other. And man, I think it's there's a lot of that missing on TV right now. Like those fun loving characters. I mean, Otis is one of them, but Otis is a bigger guy. Like
Oh yeah.
you can
Otis.
almost take him seriously because he's so big, and
Yeah.
he looks like he can beat somebody up. But yeah, I'm a fan of characters like that. And I have a lot of fun working with like the Hornswoggle and people like or Eugene or people like that on the indies.
And so, but before we got on, I was doing my research, and I didn't know you were a rosebud for Adam Rose.
Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
I was in 2000 and I think 14 or I did that, and I did it a couple of times for a couple of shows. And you just when they come to your area, they use local guys, indie guys, to come to the shows as extras,
Mhm.
and basically do what they ask you to do. You could be a security guard, you could be a rosebud, you can get beat up real quick, like I did by Braun Strowman. You could be a fake doctor, you could just whatever they need at the time,
Yeah.
for the show. So at that time they were booking, I don't know, a dozen people to be rosebuds, and I happened to be one, and so did Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega and
Oh
I were
yeah, I
rosebuds.
saw that.
Yeah, rosebuds together. So that's a funny story how her and I both made it on the roster after we did the rosebud gimmick.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I was looking at a picture, and I saw Braun on there too. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, everybody's been Braun, Carmella, Becky Lynch. It's like Simon Gotch was just
Yeah, I
like
saw that.
all people that, like I said, made it. Making it in wrestling to me is making it on the WWE main roster.
Yeah.
And because there's only a select few that get to do it, and that's so for those people that were rosebuds and you get a little taste of being out there in front of the crowd, you're like, man,
Mhm.
wouldn't it be awesome if I got to do this every day, but for a living and be a superstar? And I got to do that, and that's why I always say I'm very grateful for the years I got to spend in WWE, and hopefully in the future I'll be back doing stuff with them again. You just never know. And I feel like my character could come back and do stuff, but
Oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
for sure, for sure. I think I think my I was watching one WrestleMania, and you came out of nowhere and scared the living crap out of Oscar. That was funny.
Yeah,
That
it's that
was
Money in the Bank 2018. Yeah,
that was hilarious.
yeah, man.
So
It's a lot of fun doing stuff like that.
so we were you talked briefly about like comedic wrestling. So what's your take on Orange Cassidy?
Um, well, I just got done watching him beat Chris Jericho, so that's the biggest win of his career, right? He like unique characters like that. I think you got to be very careful with characters like that. I met him. It might have been earlier this year at a convention in Philly. Him and I's tables were next to each other, and there's a picture on my Instagram of him and I. It's a fun-loving character. It's pretty neat. And it's just after a while, like characters, you have to change them up. Like I was like when I went to WWE, a little fun-loving guy, wore my T-shirt with my face on it. Next thing you know, I'm with Carmella, acting like I'm like the coolest guy in the room, And so we'll see where they go with him. It's too early to tell. He's a nice guy. The character has been very popular amongst the very loud and vocal wrestling fans. So he has himself a job, so he's doing well for himself, and we'll see what happens in the future with him.
That is awesome. So, who's your favorite football team?
Well, the Ravens, because like I said, I'm from Baltimore, so
I don't even know why I asked that.
It's okay. I'm a diehard Ravens fan. Lamar Jackson is amazing, and I think he's going to bring a bunch of trophies here to us. So I'm excited about him.
So, what do you think about Cam Newton go to the Patriots?
Wow, man, like every time you think the Patriots are out of it, like you're like, oh, Tom Brady's gone, and that was their money guy. He was, Tom Brady. Nobody can argue it. Really, people will try, but he's the greatest quarterback of all time. He has 6 rings. Nobody else does. And but I was like, man, they're done now. They don't have Tom Brady anymore. Then they signed Cam Newton. I'm like, wow, like they're right back, like. And they're like they're not going to go away. Like Cam Newton, he's an awesome quarterback. I think he needed to get away from the Panthers. And sometimes you get stuck in a place and it starts to get to you and you don't do as good. I think Cam Newton's a hell of an athlete and a hell of a quarterback, and I think he can do very well in that very easy division with the Bills and the Jets and the Dolphins. So I think it's a good pair, him and Belichick, and I think they're gonna win that division. I don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, I think the Ravens are gonna win the Super Bowl, but I do think they're gonna win that division. So I'm excited for football. It's less than a month away at this point.
Yeah,
and I hope there's no limitations and COVID stuff and this and that. Like I don't know if they're allowing fans. Like baseball, they're not allowing fans right now. I know football is good. They're in 75,000 seat stadiums, and you can social distance. Like
I got you.
You could do 25% capacity and have whatever it would be. Well, Well, let's say it's 17,500 people there. At least there'll be people, and everybody spread out, and you can make some noise. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait for football, and until then, I'm going to watch my baseball, and right now the Orioles are doing really well, so I'm very excited for that too.
Yeah, I know. With the NBA, they had virtual fans, so I was like, it's weird, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, when they have the people on the screen.
Yeah,
it is weird. It is weird, because you can't hear them make noise. That it's. They tried something different. I'm not a big fan of it, but hats off to them for trying, because you got to try to do something. And like baseball's putting in fake crowd noise, that drives me nuts. Like there's nobody there, and they got cardboard cutouts. They got cardboard cutouts in the stands here at the Phillies.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And that's pretty neat. But I don't know. We're just trying things new. I'm just happy, dude. Like, I don't even think about the fans when I'm watching baseball. I'm just so happy that there's games on.
Oh yeah, for sure. So what's your take about the WWE being in the PC?
Well, got to do something. They own that building. It's rough because I wish they would dress it up more. Like, you can still see the weights in the background. You can still see the big performance center in the background sometimes. Like, they have the capability of, the creativity to dress that up a bit more. I wish they would just do that. And I think for the NXT in your house, they brought out the house set and all that, and it looked different. Like, do stuff like that. Like SummerSlam, I hear they're not going to have it at the PC. They don't know where. I don't know where they're going to have it. It's not going to be at the PC, though. I do know that. And I'm excited to see where they, whether it's on a beach or in a different venue, just a little bit of different scenery. Like that. It's a little bland there at the Performance Center, in my humble opinion. But they got to do what they got to do, and they're giving us content. True. That's what matters the most.
True that. What's your favorite TV show?
Oh man, right now I'm really stuck on my favorite TV show of all time is Married with Children. It's just the best. So hilarious. I'm gonna watch it as soon as we get off the air here. But I'm really into Two and a Half Men. That's like my favorite show right now. So I know that show came out like 2003 or something, like 17 years ago, but I never watched it. I never watched it. And because dude, I was always busy. Like this is the most TV I ever watched in my life is quarantine. And I've always been busy with wrestling and before WWE with, working 2 jobs and wrestling on the weekends. Like I was always so busy. So I never got a chance to really sit down and watch Two and a Half Men. And now I watch it daily because it's so entertaining with Charlie Sheen and with Ashton Kutcher. And it's an amazing show.
Let's see. Favorite movie of all time?
Rocky. I love any version of Rocky 2 my favorite. But like I was kind of the James Ellsworth character was kind of like it was like Rocky. Rocky was an independent boxer who got a shot at the world title. Like, so.
And you had what, 3 or 4 chances?
2. I wrestled 2 twice for the world title. I wrestled AJ 4 times, beat him 3 out of 4,
Oh, yeah.
But 2 of them were world title matches. Yeah.
Did you ever have like the mindset of like, what if I actually beat him? Like what if I actually
win the title?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching wrestling my whole life. It never even really crossed my mind like, oh, they're gonna have me beat them for the title. Like I know too much about wrestling. I feel like, and it didn't even like to be at odds with you. I never thought, but like afterward, like after it was over with, like I did think like, what if they would have, like, and from what I hear and gather from people, they did think about it, and it still boggles my mind that I ever even had a world title match because there's going to be people that wrestle with TV for 10 years that never get that.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm very blessed and grateful that I ever even had 1 or 2 world title matches in my life.
So, I know like in fact, I could see you as like a United States champion or Intercontinental champion, if that. Like, dude, your in-ring skills are awesome. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like on the indies, I get to showcase that a lot more. In WWE, my character didn't really call for a lot of wrestling, but on the indies, if I'm going to get there with a guy that's my size, I tend to show off my wrestling skills a bit more because, we're the same size and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to make everything make a little bit of sense. If I'm in there with a bigger guy, he's going to kick the crap out of me. Or if I'm there with a very good in-ring technician, I'm going to let them out wrestle me. Because my character, James Ellsworth, the character, he's just like, he's always in over his head, whether he's a face or a heel. He's in over his head is the character. And I love playing it. It's so much fun. And like I just did a show with West Virginia on Friday. It was like a drive-through show, a drive-in where people just drove their cars and they put seats next to their cars, social distancing. If they met us, they wore masks. I allowed people to take off masks. I'm not really afraid of ghosts, I say, as it goes with COVID. And I had such a great time performing. Like I love it. Like I hate, like not hate, like a lot of things about wrestling get on my nerves, the politics or the traveling. I used to be a fan of. I'm not a fan of any that as much because I love being home. I love being home with my kids and my fiance. Like I love everybody in my house and I love just being here. So when I'm on the road, I'm just like, man, I wish I was home. But when I'm in the ring for 5 to 15 minutes, however long I'm in there, like I'm fine. I'm like that's my second home. Like is in the ring. Like I love performing. So when I'm there for the 5 to 15 minutes, that's okay with me. Like, but the 10 to 12 hours I'm on the road or in the air for 2 or 3 days, that's getting a little harder as I get older, and I appreciate my personal life more now than I ever have. So.
Well, thank you so much for being on the 100% Real podcast. ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy that beat AJ Styles not once, not twice, but 3 times, James Ellsworth. And like he says, any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance.
That's right, man. Chase your dreams, follow your dreams, achieve your dreams. And any man with 2 hands does have a fighting chance to do that and make it happen.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And I'll chat with you later.
Yeah, man. Nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Take care, brother. Stay safe.
Yes, sir.